Welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I'm Ronique, and I appreciate you joining me here on my YouTube channel. Every lunation cycle, you and I get together and we discuss what is going on up in the heavens, because as they say, as above, so below. So whatever is affecting the planets and the universal alignments directly affect us here on Earth. So thank you so much for joining me. One quick announcement I wanted to say, if you haven't noticed already on Scorpio Soul Time, I have started a new feature called the Month Ahead playlist, which basically each month I will outline for you and do a month spread for each zodiac sign. So for all 12 zodiac signs, you can see a month spread ahead that also aligns with the important astrology dates of that month. So the October 2021 playlist is already out, so I would invite you to look down in this video in the description, or you can look under my playlist for the month ahead videos so you can start getting prepared for October. And then as you go through October, it's a really pivotal month, so make sure you look through and check your sun, moon, and rising signs. Okay, you all, if you haven't subscribed already, I would appreciate if you would. It helps my channel grow, and I appreciate all my new subscribers as well as all my old-time friend subscribers. I appreciate everyone, so thank you. So let's get right into it. Today we are actually talking about the new moon in Libra that occurs on October 6th, 2021 at 7:04 a.m. And the sun, the moon is at 13 degrees and 24 minutes of Libra. And at this new moon, we actually have Mars also sitting here at 13 degrees and 58 minutes. So literally the sun, the moon, and Mars are all conjunct at this new moon in Libra. And that's really important because this new moon is going to be very pivotal as we move through October, because it is setting the scene for anything dealing with relationships. It can deal with any kind of injustices that maybe we have experienced, as well as just communication. I think that Libra is definitely the second air sign after Gemini in terms of the zodiac wheel. And so Libra definitely likes to communicate. Gemini likes to communicate like with others, while Libra tends to be like communication, but also with ourselves and how we interact with like close knit relationships. This can be like one-on-one, like romantic relationships, one-on-one, like colleagues, or just inner relationships with friendships. So keep that in mind as we go through October, because this is going to be a really pivotal time in terms of you being able to set new seeds of intention around your relationships, around things that you feel are very communicative, but also like dealing with how you can keep a balance, or how you can keep justice, or cooperating and working with others. At this new moon in Libra, we also have Mercury that has gone retrograde. So Mercury went retrograde on September 27th and will continue until October 18th. So keep that in mind too when we're talking about these communications, when we're talking about working with others. Information might not be clear, you might not have the full story. Just keep all of that in mind, because at this new moon, since we have these 4 planets here in Libra creating a stellium in Libra, it's going to highlight areas of our world where maybe diplomacy, cooperation could need improvement. It could highlight areas where we're doing very well with diplomacy, but it can also highlight areas where we're really lacking. So just keep that in mind if you are, having a few, spats at work, or you're seeing some inner relationship issues with you and a colleague, or you and a group of people. Just keep that all in mind, and that you might need to wait through the Mercury retrograde after that October 18th and maybe moving into November before you really have a better handle on what's going on. This is a good time for reevaluating your goals now that Mercury is retrograde. I feel like sometimes Mercury gets a bad rap when it's in retrograde because we're all focused on, oh, my, computer or laptop wasn't working, or you're more concerned about what Mercury is kind of like doing to your life, whether it's, information getting jumbled up or forgetting things or not following through. But the upside, or the positive side of Mercury going retrograde, is it allows us to slow down a bit, to be able to think through our conversations, especially with this Libra, it will be like, think through maybe relationships and communications that you've had with someone. Maybe you're able to think through, well, did I come across as maybe not, the nicest in that email, or should I have taken a little more time to craft what I was going to say before I said it? So this is going to be a really interesting month, because with October, there's just like a lot of planets going direct. Please look at those month aheads for each sign, because I think it's going to help you also determine like what weeks are like the most important weeks to get certain things done in your life, or to plan. I think with so many planets going direct, it will be interesting to see how this plays out for your individual sun, moon, and rising. Lastly, I want to note that anytime we are moving through this energy of planets going direct, as I said, we literally have Mercury will go direct. We have, I believe, Saturn is going to go direct. So there's just like a lot of, Mars will move into Scorpio in October. So there's a lot of information that is going to be almost like out of the blue. Like, we've had all these planets in retrograde for so long that I just want you to be aware that as you come into October, there really is going to be a need to be a little more patient with people, a little more patient with yourself, more patient with information coming in. I love that Libra is the scales, and I love that this new moon in Libra card says a new romantic cycle begins. And I think that that's really important, because romantic can obviously be, between two people, and more of a romantic, typical, I love you type relationship. But romantic can also, to me, symbolize like this is a good time to get in harmony and balance with yourself, especially from a mental standpoint, especially from a clarity standpoint. And so I think that this is a great time, especially with, like I said, those planets all hovering in Libra at this new moon. It's going to be a really good time for you to figure out what cycles you are ready to begin, what seeds you want to plant, so that they manifest by 6 months from now for that full moon in Libra. Okay, you all, so let's get right into it. I'm going to do the singing bowl so we can clear our energy. And then we can, today I'm actually going to pull a different spread. Instead of doing the past, present, and future, I'm going to do a lunation cycle. So it will be one for the week of the new moon in Libra, and then one for the following week that will lead us up to, did I say the full moon? I meant the new moon in Libra. So we're going to do the week of the new moon Libra spread, and then the following week that will lead us up to that full moon in Aries. Okay. All right. So let's clear our energy. I want you to think through what relationships, people, communications, maybe injustices, what is it that you really want to get more clarity around for this new moon in Libra? Okay, very good. Okay, so as I said, what we're going to do is I'm going to use the Witches Tarot deck, which I really love. You all have seen me use it before. It's all women powered, so I really love using that. So let me shuffle the deck here. We're going to pull 2 cards for the week of the October 6th week, and then we are going to pull another card for the following week that will lead us up to that full moon in Aries. So I think that another thing that I want you all to realize is that as we go through these different lunation cycles, definitely look back on Scorpio soul time and look through where you were at 6 months ago for, you know, whether you're at a new moon and now you're at a full moon or vice versa, because it will kind of help you get clarity. That's also why I wanted to start doing those 5 of Wands. So there's already some tension brewing. There's always clarity, I feel like, when you also can look at your own moon, sun, and rising sign. And that's why I wanted to start doing these month ahead looks. So make sure that you kind of check back on Scorpio soul time throughout the month, but also look back, like I said, 6 months, even 12 months to 18 months. Scorpio soul time has been on YouTube since April of 2019. So there definitely is enough on there to be able to see, you know, all the different cycles that we've gone through. So for the first week, we have the 5 of Swords. So that's another 5 coming up. So already you can tell where there's going to be some tension, some communication issues, especially with now we have 2 5s on the ground, okay? And then we have the 10 of Swords. Interesting to see all this air energy, but not surprising with all those planets in Libra, like I said. So the first week of that Libra new moon, looks like there's already going to be some tension, and maybe some things will come up around mental clarity and things needing to end with that 10 of Swords. The second week, we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. So that's at least a little more positive. And we have the Page of Cups. So emotional energy, but you can see it's in reverse. So interesting month ahead, as I already said, with October. So with the 5 of Wands, I just want to point out that the 5 is usually some type of conflict. It usually is some type of either between friends, it can be between family members. It can be playful. It doesn't always have to be combative, but it can be. And so I just wanted you to keep that in mind. Wands is that fire energy. And so that definitely could lead up to that full moon in Aries that is towards the end of October. So just kind of keep this in mind as we go through the month of October, because there definitely is somewhere where some tensions are brewing. So the 5 of Swords is usually someone feeling like they're like walking away with like they won the battle, and then these people are like depressed in the back, and it's usually some kind of mental game like you've been playing and you're just like kind of smug that you won at all odds. And then the 10 of Swords is this energy of something needed to end. You mentally have had it on your mind for too long, and it could directly be correlating to these people that either you were playing mind games with someone, or someone was playing mind games with you, and now it needs to just be squashed. Like it needs to end. You need to move on from it. I think this is really important with all of the planets in Libra, but especially with Mercury, because Mercury obviously is an air sign. I mean, Mercury is a air communicative planet, and it rules like the air sign. So the thing is, Swords is definitely like this energy of like too much mental energy and too much focus on trying to win at all odds, win at all costs, and not even paying attention to what anyone else's feelings are. And I feel like that's a lot with this 5 of Wands up here. In that second week leading up to that full moon in Aries, we have the 10 of Cups, a very positive card when it's upright. usually has to do with a family, emotional well-being, everyone feeling happy. With it in reverse, it could just mean that you're coming to the end of maybe of an emotional cycle with your family, and maybe you're just waiting for things to kind of clear the air, but things are looking much better than they did. It could also be a delay. Maybe things haven't come to this point yet, but you're just waiting. With the Page of Cups upright, this is usually a younger energy, a child, or someone who's come new into your life with some type of message of emotional support, or they could be bringing you some type of love or endearment. With it in reverse though, I'm almost sensing that there is messages that are going to come in about maybe emotional well-being, or maybe you're having some kind of family tension. With it coming off of that first week of October 6th with all of that air energy and tension, to me it's almost like maybe you all have made up and you all are like trying to get things a little better. I'm gonna pull some clarifier cards for both weeks just to get another message from the spirits, because I'm really trying to understand, like, how do we go from like this really heavy energy of those 5 of Swords and the 10 of Swords and then those 5 of Wands as the overall arching theme here. Like, what is it that, you know, what was that turning point? So let's kind of like think through, and if this is resonating with you in your life, definitely, like I said, look at those month aheads, because I think that's going to help many of you kind of clarify, because this is more of a general reading, and those month aheads really hone in on each of the zodiac signs. For that first week, we get the King of Wands in reverse. Interesting, coming off of that 5 of Wands, so it's almost like I feel like there is maybe a boss or someone, an elder or someone who has authority that you were hoping was going to maybe step into this situation, but maybe they're lagging behind since it is in reverse. So maybe you weren't able to get that, something like a passion project. This is like seeming like maybe something at work, because with the 5 of Wands, passion, fire. But you know what? I'm also getting that Mars energy. The thing with Mars and Libra is that Mars is almost like you're going to want to plant seeds at this new moon in Libra. But it's almost like you can't, because there's almost like too many cooks in the kitchen. Like there's too many people trying to like vie for the same either a project everyone's trying to work on. Maybe you were hoping a boss would step in, or maybe someone's trying to be devious and you just haven't. Ooh, so that just popped out. So the 4 of Swords, another sword energy. So I'm going to put this here. So literally what I'm feeling is you can't figure out everything this week. This 4 of Swords is definitely that energy of needing to take a break, rest. This might have to do with your health. Maybe this has been weighing on you, all of this conflict, especially with that new moon in Libra. I'm almost sensing like the cooperation maybe isn't there, and maybe you just need to rest and wait it out. Like there might be too much going on. And you know, sometimes that's what we need to do. I think that's another thing with that Mercury and retrograde is, like I said, sometimes it's a blessing to have a slowdown of the energy, a slowdown of the messages and the communication. So that 4 of Swords is really resonating with me. Like you might not be able to figure it all out at this lunation cycle. You might have to wait it out and wait until, you know, you get to the latter part of October. Let's pull a clarifier for the 10 of Cups week. So we got a 4 of Cups. So that's actually all we need, you all, because we already had all these Cups energy. So there is something that is coming for us from a universe giving us emotional support. I had said that down here with the 10 of Cups. Like there might be some kind of emotional support. This might be a family member. This might be someone that you're not really interested in getting emotional support from, because that 4 of Cups is like, he's sitting under the tree, like, I don't even want to think about this. I don't even want to entertain any kind of emotional help or healing. So You know, guys, I think that this month of October is going to be one that is really pivotal for many people. I think the Libra energy is trying to help us all deal with like community and communications and the people that we interact with on a daily basis, but it's also making you look more inside of yourself. Like that 10 of Swords is like, you might just need to release this. You might not need to keep thinking about it. With that Four of Swords, it's like you might need to rest, regroup, and try to figure out something at a later time. And maybe like you can already see in that second week after this new moon, we're going to be entering into this energy of more of a softness, more of an energy of like, okay, well, maybe some emotional healing is needed. And it looks like, you know, we just need to get to a point where we can turn some of these cards upright. Like the 10 of Cups is almost like your family or people around you are trying to be emotionally helpful, but maybe you're just not feeling it right yet. And I think it might take until we move into the latter part of October and into November before maybe you're seeing some of this cleanup. I wanted to do these spreads like this, where I'm doing the 2 weeks as opposed to doing the past, present, and future spreads now that I'm doing those month aheads, because you should be able to take this information and then go look at your sun, moon, or rising month ahead video here on Scorpio Soul Time, and you should be able to kind of piecemeal in what this means for you going into the month. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you all and seeing how this resonated with you. I hope you all have a good new moon in Libra. And if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to drop a comment below or reach out to me. I always love hearing from you all. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? I would love if you became a subscriber, and then you would be notified when I post a new video. And I'm also going to start working on more of the beginning tarot. I'm going to start doing some spread videos to help you all who are learning, because I know many of you have come to me from those videos, so be looking out for those as well. Okay, you all, thanks for joining me on Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.